Sure chicken. Windmill.
I only dance like Elaine from Seinfeld.
Hello and welcome to another Woodshop podcast with Mike Coffey of Coffee Custom Builds, Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, and Peter Kapar of Petrie's Workshop. You can find us all, as well as the podcast, on Instagram and YouTube.
Fun. Dan with the ice sliders.
That's my catchphrase.
Welcome to episode 88 of another Woodshop podcast featuring the one and only Graz. Now, Mike, I've been thinking if we trim back that intro, we could probably make the podcast sound longer.
What?
Is that like a manscaping joke?
I think it is.
That was the most delayed reaction I ever got.
That was
any intro ever.
Yeah.
I was like, what is
88 intros.
I do,
and this is where we end.
I do terrible, cheesy intros every week. But anyways, Graz is with us.
Thank you for having me. I'll see you guys.
Thank you for coming on here.
Another podcast.
Really great.
No,
Jimmy
thank you.
Dressa, thank you for leasing him.
Another podcast.
Yeah, I have 1 hour out of my cage, and I have to go back in the cage at Jimmy's house.
Well, Graz is joining us, so we've been pretty much laughing nonstop for about an hour and a half now, which is
you've been laughing. I'm
He's
just rolling
funny,
my
guys.
eyes a lot.
Actually. Why? Is
He,
that the word on the street that I might be?
Jimmy may have said some stuff.
Oh, no.
Graz has introduced us to a lot of very important things tonight. Busta Rhymes Island, the Island Boys. There's a lot of island themes.
Yeah, a lot of island.
Space Hay. Space
Island.
Hay is the new up and coming social media. Space Hay Island. Wait, I didn't know. What's the one where everyone got trampled? What is that? Astro Fund or whatever was it?
Yeah. Oh,
AstroTurf.
AstroTurf. No. Anyway, Graz is here. Graz is great. He's a funny guy. If you don't
Thank
know
you
who
for
Graz
having
is, that's on you, and you're an idiot, and you need to fix it.
Does
Find out who
Graz actually
is.
make things, or is he just a funny guy?
So his
No,
name's Graz and he makes?
Yeah, no, I like I say, I make my parents disappointed.
First name's Tobias, by the way. I learned that in a pre-show.
Eunice Arnold Lee Bob, George Smith Harry Jr. the third.
Graz.
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 Yeah.
The dog's name is Graz.
Graz.
We'll get more.
I got
into
that
Graz.
reference, Pete.
Thank you. The dog's name is Indy. It's from Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
very
Indiana
good.
Jones.
Very
Oh,
good.
is that your Sean Connery? That was amazing.
You're the man now, dog.
Holy shit.
Yes, money penny.
Give me a break.
All right. So we'll
Let's
get
start
deeper
the
into Graz
show.
later in the show. No.
Can we start over?
Graz a little
Can we
bit.
start over?
No,
Did
no,
you
this
say
is going to be
you're
an
gonna
extra
get
long show.
deeper in me?
We're gonna get deeper in Graz a little bit
Okay.
later in the show, but
All right,
first,
Speaking of getting deeper in,
Bring your
I
flashlights.
wanted to. And your clean knuckles. But
Hey.
first, I wanted to mention the patrons. Big thank you to the patrons for supporting the show. You guys are awesome. We got 2 new patrons this week: Andrew Nisley and John Bates. So thanks to you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting
solid
the show.
golf
You guys
clap for
rock.
those guys. Thank you for supporting us.
Yes, you guys are awesome. And then we're gonna go straight into a really hot segment for us. This has become a really big thing for us. It's our review segment, and of course, without this, we would never know it was that.
Oh, Black Betty, Ram Lamb.
That's our intro to the review segment. Graz, you may not know this, but that is Mr. Daniel Dunlap singing, and he has the voice of an angel, and it's just beautiful. So
The voice of an angel that smoked too much and has a fake voice box now.
the drinks.
I don't smoke.
Oh,
Graz.
Black Betty.
Hey, Black Betty.
Oh,
Don't
the
smoke.
drinks. Pre-made old fashions with coffee grounds strained through a hobo's
No,
sock.
you have the voice of a castrati.
It's
I
pronounced
assume that's funny.
castrated.
Sorry to
Listen.
interrupt your opening.
Yeah, it's very important that you don't interrupt this ever again. So just pay attention.
It's going on your permanent
Well,
record.
I want to get into the first review, and this one's this. Just kidding. There's no reviews. You guys dropped the ball again.
What the hell, guys?
So,
Now.
But you know what? Something that did happen.
Yeah.
Pete,
go ahead.
why don't you talk about it? You go into this. No, you go.
So, as many of you know, not only do we have a way to leave reviews on Apple Podcasts or all those other Android, whatever, but we also, of course, have a Yelp. And in the Yelp, someone didn't leave a
And
review,
Yelp.
but no, the Yelp. It's the Yelp. And
is it?
people have left.
Don't forget the most important part. The Yelp is based at our headquarters.
We are a recording studio
Omaha,
based out of Omaha, Nebraska. Yes, I made sure that it was close to Dan, so you can keep an eye on it. The best part is no one left reviews, but I loaded the page today to 3 photos because four now. Yes, 4 photos that really say a lot about our radio station. So make sure to go check out our Yelp page. I'll leave the link in the show notes. And if you got a photo that describes this wonderful location, please do share it with everyone.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's our review segment, and you can tell it's over because we're not going to say anything for 1 second. Okay, great. Now we're gonna. Oh, Pete's killing flies. We're gonna get into our what's on our bench segment, and of course that has another interlude from Mr. Daniel Dunlap.
What's on my bench?
Thank you, Dan. That was amazing.
He said
You do it
bench
live every week. You've come on a quality show, Graz.
This is good stuff. This is way more technology than the Askcast had.
Oh, they have transitions.
Did you guys have this on Askcast? Ow, my nips. That's my son saying, "Ow, my nips," and we play.
We play that all the time.
Can I ask, what in context was that from?
No context.
He was riding his Power Wheels, and he hit a rock and slammed his chest on the steering wheel and said, "Ow, my nips!"
Boom, blast my nips.
He hit the milk duds. So
the old glass cutters.
The old glass cutters.
I mean, we played some golden lines too while Jimmy was here. That was good.
Oh yeah, we had. Let me see if I can find it. But this is what we played for the intro for Jimmy.
Jimmy, I say you cup of my blood. Can you get my blood?
Is that from Maker Camp?
That's from
Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory.
I think I heard a couple guys say that during Maker Camp.
Jimmy,
send you my blood.
Anyway. Well, since Graz is our special guest and he's ultra special to us, Graz, how's your week going? What have you been up to?
It is going well. I was just in the shop a couple nights ago. Wait, is this the what's on my bench thing?
Yeah.
Or just okay?
You don't have to say what's on your bench. It's just what's going on.
What's going on with life this week or the last
sexual antics?
It's going well. I've been tomorrow. There's a new video dropping on Narwhal that I've been editing all week, and it's in Narwhal Labs.
That. You work over there.
I work for Total Boat
Before you go further,
God.
define what you're talking about there. What's Narwhal?
Okay, so I will in context. So I work for Total Boat / Narwhal Labs, which is a provider of the best epoxy out there.
Fine purveyor
of epoxies for all boats, incomplete or total. And within Total Boat, there's a makerspace called Narwhal Labs, and it's me and a couple other people. And weekly we release videos on crazy builds that we do, and then it's a space open for anyone in Bristol, Rhode Island, to come in, and we have all the fun toys and tools to make anything you want. We have a CNC machine, we have laser cutters, have welders, we have all the epoxy you want to play with. So, but anyway, yeah, I've been
Bristol, Rhode Island.
Bristol,
is that
Rhode
where
Island.
the famous racetrack is? If I were a NASCAR fan.
Wait, there is. Yeah, I did pass a track there recently, and I was like, oh,
Dan has Google. That's all that means.
Is that a NASCAR thing?
I think it's a NASCAR thing.
Okay,
I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard that before.
That question came out of Left Turn Field.
Yeah, sure. Left Turn Field. But yeah, so we are tomorrow releasing a video that Andrew from Narwhal built a spear gun for fishing, and he went out and speared a fish, and it's how to build a spear gun. It's crazy powerful. And I think yesterday we released a video of Jeff from Narwhal Lab getting it in the nose because he didn't realize how powerful it was, and it cracked him right in the face. So it's
like
a pretty
spring back, like the band. Oh,
well, he was Jeff was trying to figure out like how fast it shot.
What does this do?
Her feet, like Mythbusters, they had like the square foot, like black and white.
Yeah, the
checkerboard.
frame rate thing.
But he kind of did like the put it up to his eye like Ralphie, and he basically shot his eye out. Yeah.
So on the rebound, it got him back in the face.
It coiled right into his nose. And you just see him being like, "Oh, I think I broke my nose." So it's definitely a silly video. He was a good sport and let us release that, but felt bad that he took it right on the nose. But it is a very powerful and fish killing spear gun that it came out pretty cool.
How does PETA feel about this?
I feel okay about it.
Yeah, they came to the door and we shot them with the spear.
You
gun.
shot PETA?
Yeah.
Both of the representatives of PETA showed up, shot them both. They were delicious.
As they say,
PETA guys.
PETA's workshop.
There's plenty of fish in the ocean, so we only shot
those grass-fed PETA reps.
We only shot one dolphin, and it was a jerk. So he was
a dumb dolphin.
Was in on the
he
joke.
Spent all of his money on lottery
the
tickets.
Dolphin was in on the joke.
Yeah, he was in on the bit, and he just wanted to.
Family was
take
compensated.
Notoriously funny.
Yep. We shot him on porpoise.
Oh my God! I quit.
Sorry.
I'm out.
Sorry, I just said that joke for the halibut.
That was amazing.
Halibut. Whale, that's the best joke I heard all day.
All right.
You guys stop. I can't.
That's
Sorry.
bad now. Pete, it was funny when Graz did it, Pete. When you did it. It made me uncomfortable.
I'll be over here doing my taxes.
You just made
Thanks.
the joke a little fishy.
Yeah.
I could keep going. I should be on TV. I should be on TV.
You should.
No.
You should be on Flicks.
No, or
The net.
blah,
I
blah, blah,
don't know. No, don't do that.
So yeah,
Everybody
that is
knows.
that is my full-time job, working for Narwhal / Total Boat / James.
That's pretty
Thomas
dope,
Distributors.
man.
That's
It
Pretty
is a-
cool.
What do you help with? Like, is there something specific you do with Narwhal Labs? I mean, are you like what is it? Are you like running the video equipment? Are you running?
I am
kind of jack of all trades.
I am a jerk of like two trades, behind and in front of the camera. I basically, me and another guy, Kyle, are the two camera people and editors to produce all the videos, but sometimes I'll jump in front of the camera. Like over the summer, I shot a video on how to make a knife and how to start a fire with it. So like anytime, it's kind of like Andrew will be in a video, then I'll be in a video, then he'll be in a video, then I'll be in a video, and we just kind of
Round
like,
robin.
yeah, kind of
That's
swap
cool.
cameramen. So
Nice.
yeah.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is
Well-
a pretty awesome job, and it's a fantastic company to work for. So I'm
We
very,
love
very
Total
lucky.
Boat here. We all use it. They've been a
Yep.
sponsor
Yeah.
of the show several times. We really
They-
love them.
I like 'em.
Legit. It's just so easy
They-
to use.
Legit,
Yeah.
it's awesome company and really, really awesome people.
And
I
I
think
said
I
this
could
in a
talk to
pre-show.
Mike
The most,
for a whole day.
the most fun tent
Oh
at,
yeah,
at Maker Camp.
yeah. Mike is the first boss I ever hot tubbed with, so that tells you how cool Mike is.
Wait, back up.
Hot
What?
tub with Mike. He seems great.
What?
I'd hot tub with
Tell us more. What?
No,
Did you guys sing and then do a TikTok video? Yeah.
Total Boat
Original Island
Boys.
Boys.
Total
No,
Boat Boys.
we are the original Island Boys.
Part 1.
No, what is it, during?
And part A, part B.
Part A.
I didn't realize he had full body tattoos. It was crazy.
Actually, that makes sense. I guess Graz would be
He looks
part
like
B.
a subway tunnel.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's
he
2
had
to
a
1.
Graz- He had a Graz Makes logo right in his lower back. It was crazy.
Or Graz
Graz
made it.
makes tramp stamp.
He during the show, the Secret Project, Mike and Kristen of Total Boat came out for a weekend and stayed with Derek and I. And the place we were staying at was at a condo and it had a hot tub. And so we were like, "Want to Island Boys this thing?" And so
It's a verb now.
yeah, we hot tub. We were hot tub living. So cracking
That's right.
bottles.
I feel like Pete needs to link the Island Boys video in the show notes. At this
Fine,
point.
I'll link the
I
video.
really hate to give them any views. to be
No,
very
I don't want to
honest.
link it. To anyone that wants to just hate themselves and the internet and maybe like delete Instagram, look up the Island Boys and you'll know when you hit it. It's
Yeah.
a minute-long video of them in a hot tub.
just spitting mad
Spitting-
fire.
White
Spitting
hot
mad
fire.
fire.
Snipers of amazing rhymes.
Yep. if
If
you want
you're
to
ever feeling like really bad about yourself, if you're having a terrible week, things just aren't looking very good, you're really bummed out, go look up the Island Boys.
Yeah, let's just
Things
say
are gonna look a lot better.
Phineas and Ferb grew up and they don't look good.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Phineas and Ferb.
I was
They
gonna
got
say,
addicted to meth.
if Eminem is from 8 Mile, they're from 5K.
Summer vacation never stopped.
The Phineas and Ferb.
Dan's a dad. He gets it.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Back
Well,
to you,
I don't know,
Graz.
yeah, where were we? So yes, so Total Boat, awesome people, awesome company, awesome products, and they
100%.
basically let us kind of go and
Wait,
make whatever.
Is
we
Total
want.
Boat paying us for this episode?
No,
No,
I don't know.
it's-
Are they?
No,
Oh, then take the hat
no,
off.
they aren't.
Oh,
Okay.
My
But
Total
no,
Boat
they-
chonies are coming right off.
it is pretty awesome. They like we'll brainstorm, come up like last year. When the McRib finally came back.
oh,
Thank
I
God.
had
I live my life around that. Actually.
exactly, and it's one of those things. I wanted the McRib back permanently, so I pitched an idea that we just take one and just put it in epoxy so we can have.
Oh,
it
so that
Oh,
was
forever.
your fault.
that was you.
Cast it.
And that was me.
That was you.
yeah, and so
Oh,
How does it
okay.
look now?
not good, not good. A little air got in there, and there's black mold, and I don't want to be political, but I don't want to cut that thing open and have a new virus form out of that. So, I don't know what's
the
going on.
McRib.
That's
trying to
COVID
figure
21,
out
Yeah,
people.
the McRib variant.
McRib variant.
Yeah, I don't want that happening.
It sounds fun.
Yeah,
It'll be the TB variant.
yeah, yeah. It looks. I don't know what happened, but I think a little air got in there, and weirdly, the meat is fine, but the bread has turned black, and it's just.
That sounds
horrifying.
racist, actually.
Okay.
And
Island
that out,
Boys.
But
There's an ethnic sandwich joke in there.
but the McRib is back for 2021 now, so I might have another crack at it. So
What you got to do is you got vacuum chamber the whole thing.
Well, we did that, and
Oh, you did?
But I think I sanded it a little too close to the bread, and air got into the bread.
He sanded it a little too close to the sun.
bread.
Yeah, exactly. But I would love to put like stabilize McRib and then make a bowl, like a clear bowling ball, and have a McRib right in the middle of it.
That'd be so baller.
Hold on.
Literally.
That is a phrase I didn't think I'd hear today. A stabilized McRib.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I want to
Show
stick my
title.
fingers in a McRib.
I mean,
In a McRib.
we all want our fingers in a McRib.
Exactly.
That would
Three
be
fingers.
so
That's how you
sick.
eat them. You put them on
Wouldn't that
your
be the-
hands and then just.
Yeah, that would be like that. Yeah, you could be like you could put
McRib
some, like,
gloves.
sauce in there.
They're a
But-
lot smaller than they look on the commercial.
Shocker.
McRib. I'm gonna let Kristen know that we brought up Total Boat a bunch on this episode.
Don't tell her to listen.
We'll just
Tell her
invoice
not to
them.
listen to it. Just
Yeah.
Skip,
be like, trust
skip
us.
88, Kristen. Skip 88.
Yeah, next time I'm on the show, I'm like, well, I used to work for Total Boat.
The episode's actually gonna be titled Episode 88. Kristen, don't listen to this. And I'll skip over Swamp Skid Hot Pocket.
For
Or just
all
a
you pre-show
sub-name?
listeners. Yeah,
Go you pre-showers, yeah.
yeah.
You dedicated pre-showers.
You unfortunate pre-showers.
Chin
Oh.
deficit.
Oh my
Anyway,
goodness.
so that's,
So where are we in
that's
this
it.
question?
I don't
Your
know.
week.
We're
What are
still-
you?
what's
What
on
else
my
are you up to? You got a video coming
Okay.
out. That's all I
That
got.
is-
so
That's
far.
it. You
I
need
have
to
a
throw it
video
to
coming out
somebody.
Tomorrow, that would be Friday, November 12th on Narwhal's channel. And then personally, I'm working on 4 or 5 chef knives right now in my shop.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like watching your knife videos. They're fun.
Thanks.
I do. They're just fun. They're just chill. You're just like, I'm making a fucking knife. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to lean into the knife making part now that
It's fun.
we wrap the show, and I
Yeah.
really want to start really focusing on knife making. I just got an even heat oven, so I can start making stainless steel knives, which I'm pretty psyched about. So that will be in my
Dope.
Etsy store soon, I hope.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
Check out Graz on
Pete,
Etsy.
what about you? Pete,
me?
what about you?
Makes.com.
Me? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Yeah, what's on your bench?
Oh, hey, what's going on? So for me, I what did I do this week? Shoot, I was so lost in Graz's
Dan,
eyes.
how about you?
No, I got
I'm
it. I
sure.
got it. I got it.
My eyes are up here, buddy.
The main thing I did is my
Stop
CNC is
swinging that
finally up
around.
and running. It is. I got the threaded insert wasteboard done. I got it flattened out. Everything's good to go. I still need to do a little bit of tuning. It looks like my spindle is tilting a little forward, I guess.
It happens in old age.
Yeah, it does, but that's fine. They make pills for that. They're called washers. Washers for old age. So I need to just get it leveled out, and then I should be all set with that. Aside from that, I delivered the table. That's right. That was last week. So I delivered that desktop, not table, to the customer. He's super happy. As I was leaving, he's like, "Oh, I also need this like kitchen island breakfast nook thing made." I was like,
Are you talking about the ash table with the chocolate Rubio?
"Yes, the chocolate Rubio."
Wait, are you
Nice.
talking about a kitchen island boy?
I mean, he thinks he's a man, but sure.
Sorry, I had
For the right money, I'll be a
No, that
kitchen
was good
island boy. I'll make it.
You are forever my island boy.
My island boy. I gotta get my hair done like that. But so
Please do.
by the way, the chocolate Rubio. Well, first of all, Rubio, bravo, good stuff. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
Fantastic.
used to sanding to 120 and it being
It's a
done.
weird thing that you got to get
It's
over.
really weird. That's why and I was watching some videos and some people were recommending stuff. And somebody, I saw a video, I think it was by Spags and someone else, they mentioned going up to 180 and then applying to finish. And I was like, let me try it. And I tried it on the show side, on the top side, and it absorbed beautifully, came out a little lighter. So I ended up having to hit it with another coat. It changed a little bit, not enough. I'd say that wasn't like a significant stain color, or change. But either way, it looks fantastic. I was super happy with it. I'm going to be using Rubio for a lot of different projects. And I did pick up, I didn't use it on this, but I picked up some maintenance oil, which some people recommended as well. It's basically their because Rubio is a floor finish. It's another hard wax oil floor finish. And they recommend this maintenance oil for, high traffic areas on the floor or areas that you're going to be beating it up a lot, kitchen tables, counters, things like that. And I'm excited to try that out. I'm going to be doing some stuff in the coming weeks, and I want to try that hard wax oil. I got to pick up some Rubio Pure. And what's funny is I got the Rubio, I got the maintenance oil, and I realized I was all out of Odie's all in the same week. So I spent like $200 on finishes or more, and there was just 3 finishes. And they're all like tiny little jars because they're all hard wax oils or waxes or whatever. That stuff is pricey. Everything has gone up in price.
Yes.
Like this, even the little jar of Odie's was like $45. It used to be 30 something, and then we complained. So there's that. And aside from
Thanks,
that,
Woodrow Wilson.
yeah, thanks a lot.
Dirt
Yeah.
bag.
If he didn't discover America, we'd be just
That guy's a
fine.
real piece of work.
Real piece of work. Chopping down that cherry tree. But aside from that, it's just
Never
a lot of
told a lie,
boring stuff. I never lied. Just helping my folks out with the house sale. So there's inspections and stuff happening right now. That's all happening. We're packing them up, throwing stuff out. I've been making dump runs. I feel like I parrot Mike a few weeks after what Mike says. Like when Mike's doing dump runs or he's building something or he gets a machine, I get the same thing on my bench a couple weeks later. But we're almost done with that. The closing should be mid-December, and then they're going to be going back to the motherland, which is an island, Poland, first ever landlocked island. Just so you guys know, they're going back in
I'm not sure
first
how
of the
the
year. I
math
think.
works on that.
Don't worry about the math.
Polish
Okay.
math.
Polish
With
math.
pencils.
Okay.
We use letters.
Makes sense now.
Yeah, so
Sir.
we're just getting a lot of. I mean, Mike, you know, the selling a house stuff is annoying. Prep this, get this ready, get this inspection. Like even annoying stuff like
So
we need
happy
to
be
swap
done with
out
that.
every single smoke detector in a house because they're not the 10-year sealed battery whatever's, and then you need receipts for
Yours
all
is
of
just
them.
like a checklist that says
It's-
house is not on fire, house is on fire.
Like it's insane. It's such a pain in the butt.
Not currently on
not
fire.
currently on fire. As
Yeah,
of this listing,
Manually.
All these
Unburned.
woke people are like, I don't like asbestos. It's
yeah,
like, get over it.
yeah.
Graz, Graz, and Graz.
Remove the asbestos, or at least I covered it with the lead paint. The
Mesothelioma.
lead won't let it come through. I learned that on the
everyone
internet.
knows that.
That's
So that's
good
it.
for you.
Bob Vila.
Just tweaking my shop, getting ready for this week is was started already being cutting board week. I picked out some lumber. I got to start milling it up this weekend, and next week I'm just going to be milling all week. And that's about it. Dunlap, what's on your bench?
Well,
Well,
actually, so I took a few notes from you guys, and I got a list of things that happened this week.
I'm
So
gonna go pee.
I don't know if I'd be gone that long. It's gonna be pretty short. First of all, like my big project this week was a Monkeypod like coffee table. I think that turned out fantastic. This is the first time I've ever
really
worked with Monkeypod, and I made it out of a Monkeypod cookie, and I used the legs that I got from Semi Exact on them. Yes, Pete? Question?
What family of woods is Monkeypod in? Because it almost looked like walnut, but like
I don't
the
know.
bark was.
Why you
sapwood
gonna ask me
was all
this?
wrong.
I feel
It's
like
a
you're attacking
tropical.
me.
It's just a tropical
It's
wood.
tropical?
Yeah, I believe it's from Hawaii.
That's
Hawaii?
It's not. I was corrected by that, but it's a tropical. It is there, but it's not originally from there. I was
That
corrected.
sounds
Okay,
like
it
a
grows in
trending
Hawaii,
Netflix
okay?
Show.
Monkeypod.
Monkeypod.
Yeah, it's like Squid Game and Monkeypod. You got to check
Monkeypod?
those shows out.
So I made that coffee. I'm sorry. I made that coffee table, and I finished it with Rubio, like Pete was talking about. That stuff is fantastic.
Was that the
I I sanded it to 180 because it was in grain, because it was a cookie. I figured it was going to soak in more, and that seemed to be the correct recipe. The finish that Rubio provides is fantastic. I don't know why I don't use that more. I think I might switch to that more permanently. I'm kind of getting like to where I don't like lacquer as much, just because not only did it cause issues the last time I used it because of the splattering, but the VOCs and just, the hassle it provides. It's I don't know if it's worth it. It is a fast finish, but I don't think it's worth the hassle anymore. So I think I might be switching to Rubio, because that stuff does cure like after 5 to 8 minutes.
days.
Well, it
7 days
dries
full
and you
cure.
can dries and you can wipe it off in like 5 to 8 minutes. It's dry to the
24
touch.
36
Dry to
hours
the
is,
touch in like an
handle and
hour
stuff.
or 2 hours, and then it's completely cure in 36 hours.
7 days.
Well, it's,
With
That's
the
coming
hard work,
right from
7
the
days.
website. That's coming right from
no,
the
it's
website.
so it's
it is?
like 36 hours is the like you can use it 7 days for full cure, I think
Okay.
is what it is.
Anyway, I think I'm going to switch to Rubio. I really like it. Not only does it smell good, but it doesn't make me feel like I'm going to collapse because I can't breathe. Aside from that, I did a few other small projects. I did a Big Lebowski sign for one of our patrons, Dylan Scott.
Dylan.
He ordered one of those Big Lebowski signs that I made. I made it out of walnut. It came out really good. So those are actually, I'm offering those up on my Etsy store now. So
Nice.
if you want one, let me know. I also started, I got to promote myself. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Check him out
I've
on
also started
Space
on,
Day.
I need to make a floating shelf for another client. It's going to be a 5-foot floating shelf that's going to stick out 10 inches. I have to make that out of red oak, actually, and I have to stain it, which is not my favorite
That's
thing
all you
ever.
do with red
but-
oak is stain it.
Right? I mean, what else are you going to do with red oak? It's
Burn it.
Paint
not the
leave it
best
natural.
whatever.
Burn
I mean,
it.
it's,
Paint it lime green.
I wish I could, but they gave me a sample and it's like orange. It's like the 90s orange. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll do it. If you're going to pay me money, I'll do it. No problem. And let's stay in the woodworking realm. I had Aaron, who's a local guy, a local woodworker. He's in grain and wood. He came over and he wanted to use my CNC to put a juice groove in some massive cutting boards that he made. These suckers are like 24 inches by 18 inches by 2.5 inches thick. They were massive.
Juice groove?
Yeah, juice groove. Just a quick juice groove.
Juice groove.
Juice groove.
They're
But-
the juice. They're so big. They're deuce grooves.
Dude, that's That's my.
But-
So much juice. There's two just running side by side.
I don't know how I did this, but I did a little test piece, and I come to find out that my CNC is like way out of square, like an 1/8 inch. It's insane.
What do you mean out of square? Like,
So I put up a piece of plywood, and I did a fake juice groove on the plywood, and I checked the squareness of the plywood on the actual carve. It was 1/8 inch off on the actual carve.
So you tried to make a square and it was a rectangle, basically.
I tried to make a square and it was a trapezoid.
It was
Yes,
a dodecahedron.
have you tried turning it off and on again?
I have tried that.
Okay.
So here's the thing: like I haven't upgraded my CNC yet, my Onefinity, to the Journeyman rail. I have that. It's been sitting over in the corner forever. So we're actually gonna try to replace the rail and see if we can square it up and fix that issue. So that's news to me. I had no idea. Everything that I cut on my CNC is not like
Precision work.
that needs to be like perfectly square. I cut a lot of bow ties. We've been over this over and over. I cut a lot of bow ties, a lot of stuff that it's basically just cut out like free floating, so to speak. There's no like
small run. It's like 4 inches long. You're not going to find
exactly
out 8,000 4 inches. That'd
nothing is precision, basically. So that was
4 inches, not precision. Poor Kayla.
Don't tell Kayla. So yeah, that was news to me. And
by the way, Dan, maybe I wonder if it's something along the lines of what I was running into this week, which I didn't really mention.
I think I know what happened. I think a couple weeks ago I started running the machine, like, you know how you need to turn on your router and then turn on the dust collector and then turn on the machine. I think I did it out of order, and I turned on the machine before I turned on the router, and it plunged and it started pulling, and I think it just kind of like knocked everything out of square. Does that make sense?
That'll do it.
That might do
It
it.
seems like it would do it.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I think that's totally my fault. So anyway, outside of woodworking, we had to winterize our camper today. That's a huge bummer. I mean, that's like the nail in the coffin of camping season, which is, it sucks. I hate having to wait until spring to go camping again. I love camping. So
Good winter camp. I mean, if you really want to.
not now. I winterize my camper. It's not,
Like a
I'm not going to
coward.
unwinterize it.
You're a coward.
And then, I started doing a little fall cleanup.
Man,
I started doing a little fall
Leave the cabinet
cleanup.
doors open. Be a man.
be a man.
I started doing a little fall cleanup, and that's it. That's my week. It's been pretty boring, pretty basic. Pete, you have questions?
I forgot. You said fall cleaning. I did fall cleaning in my shed. I cleaned out a bunch of stuff, threw stuff out, organized my wood.
Oh, yeah,
and I
you
built
did.
a
You did.
workbench in there. So I have like a bench to
Oh.
work in the.
Oh, look at you
But-
flexing on your multiple workbenches. That's awesome.
I don't
Good
want
for
to
you.
flex, but my shed is bigger than Lee Oman's shop. Take that, Lee. Take that.
Oof.
Dang.
I love you, brother.
So,
You showed him.
Mike,
so
You
this
did flood
isn't
your toilet.
this isn't what's on your benches. It's what's on your bench.
A one. Well, I
Yeah.
Right.
I technically don't have a
Pick a
bench.
bench.
I only have an outfeed.
pick a bench and run with it, Pete.
What a weird way to quit the show, Pete.
please.
You have 99 problems, but a bench ain't one.
Oh.
It's nice.
Mm.
I went
My
full
favorite
bourbon
trend.
moth with it too. I went
Mesothelioma is
black,
one of them.
black melamine on top, full bourbon moth.
Mike,
You have a
would you
lovely
like to let us know
Mike,
how your week
yeah,
went?
what's on your bench?
I said in stories that I was going to talk about this finish issue I was having with that table, but I'm not going to because Graz is here. That's going to take a long segment, and I'll do that next week on my what's on my bench. But for real quick for my week, got to the bottom of the finishing issue with that finish problem. That's handled, and I just mostly have been doing electrical all week. We did sell our old house. That felt really good. We closed on that. That was we were in escrow for all of like 15 days. That was super fast. So
which is pretty
old house
short
is sold.
actually for escrow.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it was really short. It was supposed to be 30 days. I mean, if you guys remember when we were buying the property here, our escrow was supposed to be 21 days and it was 7 weeks because of the fires. And then that house was supposed to be 30 days and we sold in like escrow was 15 days. So it went really quick. But anyway, that's done with. That feels really good to be moving on past that. Last weekend, my cousin came over and him and I cleared out like the top half acre of the property. It was all overgrown. I dropped 10, 12 trees up there. They were all just sick and needed to be thinned out. And we just did a bunch of clearing and burning and had fun up there. I haven't been able to be in the shop too much just because I still don't have power. The new power is almost done though. This week, my uncle and I got all the conduit ran. We ran the wires for 3 of the big tools, and we ran all the conduit for everything today. That's why when I got in here, I said sorry. I thought I was running a little bit later than I was, but it was pretty close to the wire. But close to the wire, we're gonna do all the wire tomorrow. So no, we're gonna
just
run
close to
the
the
rest.
conduit.
Yeah, we're close to the conduit. No, tomorrow we're gonna run the rest of the wire for everything. So and then the electrician is coming to finish the meter main and running all that tomorrow. So he might have to come Saturday, but we're gonna wrap everything. Oh, hey, Luna.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna
did a dog just open a door?
It's
and
a
walk
bear.
in? Yeah. What?
That's
my
not a dog.
bear.
Graz,
Just now
I
on mute.
cannot stress this enough. This
Sweet girl.
dog is
Had a Graz.
massive.
That is a large.
She's 200
dog.
pounds. She's my baby.
No, she's enormous.
That is it. But I saw like the handle like open and the door opened up and the dog was like, yeah. What's
She
up?
does our taxes and stuff. She's really great. She's super smart. So, no, I think my wife let her, and she doesn't like to be away from me. But anyway, but the dog, my wife doesn't care.
The dog's business is called H&R Bark.
Hey, that's very good.
I quit.
This is the worst. Anyway, so we got all the conduit ran, electrical will hopefully be done this weekend. We'll have everything done this weekend. Then I'll call out the inspector to inspect the meter main, and then the power company will run the electrical. I'm hoping to have all my shops back up and running. People keep finding loopholes on my website and ordering things. I don't know how they're doing it. I thought everything was set to away, but I guess it's not. So I've had to explain, hey, I don't have a shop right now. I'm still in the middle of setting it up. So thank you to all of you who have ordered stuff, but I've talked to every one of them and explained that nothing's coming for at least 3 weeks. So my plan right now is to open the website store and the Etsy store for Black Friday sale. So I've got to get I've got everything in I need for that for material except for one item. Do you guys remember those conversions charts I was doing?
Yeah.
Like I was selling like a pile of those things. Well, remember the storm in Texas back in like May that shut the whole state down, and I couldn't get plastic as a result of that because that's where all the plastic was coming from my HDPE.
Yes. Thanks,
My
Obama.
order that I placed.
Go on.
Yeah,
Thanks, Woodrow Wilson.
Freaking Woodrow Wilson. No, the order I placed in March. I don't even remember that they gave my order to another customer on accident in July. The replacement order is coming in on the 5th of December. That's how far out plastic is right now for HDPE.
Holy moly.
sheets. So I ordered a whole pallet. It was a pile of cash to order all this plastic, but I didn't want to be out of it. So
Yeah.
I ordered a bunch of plastic, and that's going to be on the 5th. So I'm going to have those back on the store again and selling those conversion charts and all the other stuff that gets sold on there. So it'll be good to be back in business. I've got a bunch of stuff. Oh, I'm doing a job with Bidwell. That materials, I got 1,000 board feet of white oak coming on Tuesday. We're doing it's a triangle shaped table. It's 21 feet long on one leg. And then it's like 16 and 16 on the other legs. It's a massive table. And then there's 7 or 6 other tables in this building that we're getting in there too. So what's up,
That's
Dan?
an isosceles triangle.
I don't know.
Dan's our
It's
I
master.
don't,
shaped
know,
like this.
I don't know.
It's
Cosine,
it's
tangent.
a big one.
I'm just throwing out words.
Equilateral.
Ooh.
Oh, you
Nope,
guys are so
Definitely
smart.
not equilateral.
Heard him say
Not if
trapezoid
they're not
earlier.
the same.
Or
Not
it
if they're
could
not the
just be-
same.
It could be radical.
Guys. This is the worst
That's a
argument we've
bad
ever had
point.
on the show.
Sorry.
So-
You're being obtuse.
so do
Hey yo.
No, I'm just a cute. Pump the brakes.
I wish I had the redacted soundtrack or soundbite so bad right now.
I can always do it.
I was trying to keep it quiet.
Yeah. Thank you. No. So anyway, that job's starting on next week, and then I've got this big redwood table for this guy. I've got a bunch of Fathom, the Total Boat Fathom in for this big redwood table that we're pouring next weekend. I got all the melamine for that because I got to make a form for it. It's going to be a nightmare. And then I'm going to be delivering that boomerang table that I've been having all the finish issues with. That's going to be getting delivered this weekend. And then there's a bunch of corporate gifts I got to get to for coming up for all my corporate customers. So I'm probably not going to open my Etsy store up for anything other than templates for the holidays because I can't get to anything because it's going to be, otherwise I'll be killing myself. And I really want to take the last week of December off, and we're going to Montana. So if you guys are looking for templates, I'm going to be coming in hot with a big sale.
If you're looking if you're looking for charts, let me know. I'll hit you up.
If you're looking for templates, let me know. Hit me up.
Something
anyway,
like
don't hit those guys up. Yeah. I heard that one of these guys makes stuff that's an eighth off square. So
his templates are the worst templates ever.
I heard one person used them, and as soon as they were done, they were like, "Let me write that."
Do you just have a big red button for that? Just burn?
Yeah, I do.
He's got a digital soundboard.
Fantastic.
It's amazing.
This is a professional outfit right
here. Can we ask
Graz.
Graz questions now?
You guys could have taught us a lot from the Askcast. That's why we got canceled.
Graz, I have a question.
Well, that and the
those old tweets.
The old tweets.
Oh wait, Mike, are you still going with the what's on your bench? Or
nah, I'm done. That's it. It's all boring. This shop's not running.
Mike got canceled just now.
It has come to my attention that you are in Paul Jackman's old kitchen. Please explain.
Okay,
so waiting on that for the whole day.
For those who don't know, my wife and I probably 7 or 8 years ago, we were looking
is your wife the person who's allegedly your parole officer who keeps coming in and checking on you?
I cannot confirm or deny, and I plead the fifth.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No
flicks.
Yes. But so
wink if you're in trouble.
It's a twitch.
Show us on the doll.
So 7 or 8 years ago, we were moving from my hometown of Wakefield, and we wanted to go closer to Salem, Mass, which is just a beautiful.
So you're not from Swamp Skid, Hot Pocket, Massachusetts?
Not originally, but that's where I live.
Okay.
That's my state of mind 24/7.
Right.
So we were looking at places, and we found this place on the Peabody Salem line. It was a 2-family.
I'm sorry. What? Back up. What was that called?
Peabody.
Peabody.
Oh, I thought he said puberty.
No.
Well, I'm still waiting for that.
He still hasn't hit it.
Yeah, this beard is fake. It's a clip-on.
It's a merkin.
Clip-on beard.
It's a northern merkin.
Clip-on.
Will you send me a link to that website, please? Thank you.
It's on my Etsy store. It's
the Canadian merkin.
Yeah. So we found this apartment. It was a 2-family apartment we moved into, and the landlord was like, the guy in the first floor has some sort of wood shop in the basement and blah, blah, blah. And so it ended up turning out that Paul Jackman and his lovely wife lived on the first floor.
So this wasn't planned. It was just.
This was completely not planned. And at the exact same time, it
really wasn't planned, quote unquote.
Planned. It was. But at the exact same time, I really got into knife making, and I was subscribed to one channel on YouTube at the time, and that was Make Magazine. And Make has a bunch of different people, and literally at that exact moment, this guy named Aresta makes this big ass kitchen knife, and I was like, oh, that's exactly how you do it. And I scroll down, and like the second comment's Jackman, and I was like, all right, there's a glitch in the matrix. What is happening? How do you know this guy? And then he explains to me Jimmy, and then it just develops and snowballs from there. But it was kind of
now you're all married.
exactly. And now
Shoehorned your way in.
yep, that's you force your way in. But yeah, it was a total.
God.
I found the letters, Jackman. Get me in a show or they go live.
It's a shoebox full of these Polaroids. But yeah, no, it was a complete just by chance we moved into this house.
That's crazy.
And at the time he had like when she told me that he was like on YouTube, I was like, oh, what does he have, a couple hundred followers? And at the time he had like 10,000. And also at the time I was working for Carolina Boots, so I tried to keep pitching to them, being like, sponsor this dude, like he's blowing up right now. And so it took like a year, and by that time he like got like 60 or 70,000, and then they started sponsoring him, and his first video got like 1 million views. And then they were basically like, sure, whatever you want to do with him, and give us other people to sponsor. And then I brought Jimmy in, and Tim Sway, and a bunch of other people, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. I don't know how much you want me to
That's
explain
awesome.
Oh, that's
how it
cool.
works, but then Jackman, he broke 100,000 subscribers, and on YouTube lets you either shoot at the New York studio or the LA studio. And he asked me and Pat if we wanted to write this like funny 100,000 video script. So we're like, yeah, sure. And so we did. And then we were shooting in New York, and Carolina sponsored us to go there.
I remember that actually.
Yeah, and this is one of those 1 in a bajillion things that we were like, oh, let's ask Jimmy. He's in New York. I mean, he might do it. And Jimmy, being awesome, was like, yeah, sure. But in Jimmy's head, he thought we meant shoot at his house in upstate New York. And we were like, no, we're in the city. And he's like, oh, that's like 3 hours away. He's like, I'll be there. And so we were like, that's awesome. And unbeknownst to us, Derek was with them. And
From Malden.
Derek from Malden, to be clear. No, Derek from Sheboygan. This
No
is Derek
relation.
from Malden. Yeah, no
Derek
relation.
Sheboygan.
And so
Swamp Skid Hot Pocket.
Derek from Swamp Skid.
that was his old high school nickname. And so we shoot this video, and in the video, Paul makes this giant Adirondack chair. And at the end of the day, we just randomly are like, let's take a group photo in the chair. We take the photo, don't think anything of it. Jackman posts it to Reddit, and someone from Hollywood finds this photo and asks us, would we like to be part of a TV show? And we were like, sure. And then it just snowballed from there. So it's kind of crazy how
The Island Boys biopic.
Bam.
And the Island Men were born.
The Island Boys became Island Men that day. Yeah. So it was like a 1 in a bajillion chance. So it was a crazy like butterfly effect.
Dude, that's
awesome.
Crazy. That's actually kind of bonkers how that all kind of came together.
So next time we're together, we're taking a picture in like a giant like swing or something.
Me and Pete were just in Omaha, and this guy was at the sandwich place choking to death on a hot dog. Yeah. And it was Dan, so we started a podcast.
Oh, I'm gonna rape him. And I went behind him, and apparently he was choking.
What the hell, Pete?
Okay.
Well then.
I'm sorry, was that the line?
Trigger warning.
That's how you guys get a TV show.
Yeah. Saved his life. Now we're best friends.
Tale as old as time.
He was the best man at my wedding.
The bestest man at your wedding.
And a photographer.
Actually, I wasn't even invited.
But in the beginnings, to rewind, Paul was I've been a video producer for I took TV production in high school in '94, and I've been doing it since. And
Man,
Paul
you're old.
I know. I look like I'm,
I mean, no offense by this, but like you look like you do production work, and it's the backwards hat and a beard.
It's I also have like crazy.
You have actual hair behind there. Okay.
Are you ready for this? This is going to be.
Do you not remember meeting him?
Oh, let me see it.
Yeah, I have.
Whoa.
I have quite a lot of hair.
It's pure. So it's pure sex.
Yeah, it's eye candy, if you will.
I see what your parole officer sees in you now.
Yeah, looking's free.
So, when doing this, Jackman knew I did video, and he was pushing me to start my own YouTube channel. and he was on the Reclaimed Audio, the former.
Oh yeah, with Tim and
and Lutz and
Phil
Pinsky. Yeah. And 1 week they were like, who are you promoting? He's like, oh, my friend Graz. He's going to release a video next week. And I had no plans on releasing a video that time. So he texted me. He's like, you better release a video next week, because I told everyone to. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm releasing a video next week.
Heat is on.
Yeah,
Thanks, jerk.
And so that he pushed me to start doing YouTube. So I thank him for that.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then everything just kind of happened from then. So it's been a crazy journey, to say the least.
That's awesome. That sounds great, man. That's a really cool.
No,
story.
it's every day you think about it, and it's just crazy. And like Jimmy says, just say yes to every opportunity that comes your way, and just be prepared when opportunity and preparation meet. Have the ticket ready and jump on that bus, because honestly, you never know what's going to happen.
Bus. He's
That's
so
awesome
old.
advice.
A bus or a horse-covered wagon comes by.
Hop in that lift.
Yeah, hop in the electric car. What would be the in the Uber?
Hop in the Uber.
Yeah, but to my point,
Well,
just say yes to everything except murder, and you never know what's gonna happen.
Or whatever Pete was trying to get you to do.
Did nothing.
Pete was just trying to get him to do a good time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Surprise good time. All right, so let's jump into some questions here.
Yeah,
that was
let's
a
do it.
great Graz.
This is getting
breakdown. I like
uncomfortable.
that. Thanks, Graz. Yeah,
That was a good
Keeps
backstory for
looking
you,
at
just
us.
based off of a kitchen question.
Yeah, that was good. I like that a lot.
And
just-
wait,
that was
and wait, I read on Reddit that your crock pot is also an air fryer.
It is.
Okay,
It's-
just wanted to double check.
you
All right,
know.
questions now.
you got that Hollywood money now, so I can upgrade
Yeah,
my
big time.
Instapot to
Must be
air
nice.
fryer. Oh, dude,
Ooh.
want to come over, have some fries, have some chicken?
I can't make
wings?
soup in my air fryer.
Oh, I don't mess with people who don't have air fryers now.
Ditto. You're gross. Get an air fryer. It's 2021. All right,
Seriously.
the first question is from Adam Barnett.
Hey guys, Adam here from Barnett Custom Woodworks. So I've had my DeWalt planer for like 6 or 7 months now, and I'm pretty comfortable with it. I've watched a lot of how-to and this and that about reducing snipe, and sometimes I'm really successful, and other times I fail miserably. So I was wondering if you guys could share your best practices and tips and tricks with reducing snipe in a planer. I would appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Dan, just the tips.
Actually, I have the same planer. I have the DeWalt 735, and I have 0 snipe, and that is because I've adjusted the tables, the adjustable tables, the table wings that come with the 735X, or you can just buy them separately. I've adjusted them to where they're just slightly above coplanar with the table, and that has taken care of everything. I get 0 snipe, and several local woodworkers can confirm this. It's pretty bonkers what that can do. So try that, Adam. What do you think, Pete?
I 100% agree. Level on that planer does not make a difference. You want it actually to be higher. What some people recommend is that you actually pull up on a board as you take it out. The reason is it's got a roller, blade, roller, and when it comes off the first roller as it's coming out, the wood is able to kind of flex up a little bit. And if that table's lower or level, it'll flex on it. It's pressed steel. It's
just
that
science.
Yeah, it's not it's not a cast iron. It's gonna move. Basically, that's the problem. So what happens is it comes up into the blade and you get that little bit of snipe. I made the joke in a pre-show, just the last 2-3 inches, you just quickly lower or raise the blades by half a turn. No snipe, guys. But that's what it is. You need to actually make the outfeed tables. At least that's what worked for me as well as Dan. You raise the outfeed table and the infeed a little higher, which forces that wood to stay tight up against the
millimeter or a
Yeah.
16th of an inch, just something very minute. It's just enough.
Yep, just a little bit, and I think that helps. You could make one of those planer sleds, not sleds that like you slide through, but actually to replace the bottom. I don't think you need to do that. Don't go crazy, but give that a shot. Or I don't know, Mike, you want to give him the other tip? Just leave 2 feet at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I used leave 2 feet on both sides and then just call it a loss. No, actually, that's the planer I used to have too, is the 735. And other than it screaming like a banshee, and it's the other thing I had problems with was snipe on that thing. And what I used to do, and what I still do as a result of being just muscle memory from that planer, I put everything in twisted a little bit to the side. I don't run the boards in straight. I kind of kick them off to the side, and it eliminated snipe for me. So I put I have one side coming in an angle, so like you have like 10-degree tilt to it going through it.
Also,
and
where's your blade evenly?
Entirely. Yeah, that's also part of it. It makes your blades get evenly. So I've always done it that way. I do it on my big 20-inch planer now, and I don't have any snipe ever. So try kicking it to the side, and it might work for you. But definitely want to make sure your bed's good. Graziano.
What you guys said. I have an old
cool, perfect.
I have like the I think the first home planer that you can get. I think Delta made it. I think it's either an 11 or 13-inch planer, but I mean,
does it double as a toaster? One of those old ones.
It's like that. It's really old, but I think I got it on Craigslist.
Planer and air fryer.
$30 million idea. Yeah, cut this. We'll talk about this after the show, and we can figure something out. No, I mean usually that, or you just feed in a bunch of wood, like back butt to butt,
before and after,
like a scrap piece.
Exactly, and just
a trailer and a follower.
Exactly, pole to pole, if you will. And just send it in.
That's Pete waved.
Hi.
The weird.
The pole waved.
But yeah, I mean that's usually my quick and dirty solution for that.
Great. Try those things, Adam. Something will work. Something.
Or just buy a better planer.
We should make Graz answer all of them first, by the way.
Yeah, I'll do it. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. That planer is a really great planer. If you can get by with that 13 inches, it is a really solid planer. It is powerful, super powerful.
Mike, did you ever, or Dan, do you guys have the Shelix head on it?
I actually have the Shelix, but I haven't put it in yet.
Oh, so it's like the you just buy accessories for your tools and don't install it?
Well, the knives that came with it are still phenomenal. I mean, it's still a great finish coming off that planer, so I haven't had the need to change it yet. But I bought the Shelix off of Jake Miller from a sweet shop, actually.
Not Helix. What's Shelix?
Shelix is the brand.
It's it's gender fluid. Gender fluid.
It identifies as
as an island boy.
Gender fluid blade head.
Shelix is the brand that makes helical.
I get you.
Well, we had
it's
this
a
whole
helical.
argument.
It's a helical head, but it's Shelix is the brand name.
Yeah.
So it's helical.
Well, there's helical, and then there's carb. Because there's
its
one of
pronouns
them is
are
like
she and he.
twisted a little bit.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a.
But then the other ones are straight, but they're individual teeth. I think they're two different names. I forget. Someone's going to correct us next week.
Yeah. I can't remember the other name for it.
Please call in and correct us.
Technology anymore. Yeah, don't do that.
The other brand I think is Bird, right?
Sorry,
Mike.
Well, Bird is Shelix. Is Shelix.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, the next
ignore me.
There's other brands out there for sure. The next question is from Bill Macbeth, Artisan Made.
Hey guys, this is Bill with Artisan Made Designs.
Hello.
My question pertains to charging for CNC and laser work. Do you charge by the minute? Do you charge by the hour? Do you have separate fees for design work? I'd also like to know, how does that pricing differ for your production items, such as the catch-all trays or the metric charts or anything else that you sell on Etsy and your websites? Thanks for the answers. Love the podcast and keep up the good work, guys.
Graz, have you got any insight here?
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless it's a sex line, I wouldn't charge by the minute, and it's really by the I think by the project. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the CNC that I 3D printed. Did you guys see that video?
You 3D printed a CNC?
Oh yeah, it's called
Talk dirty to me.
The MP CNC, and it was a ridiculous video. Check the video out.
Yeah, I've not seen that. That's
I'm banging
awesome.
it right now.
After 120 hours of printing the all the parts, I then realized I printed the European version because it's made with conduit rail, and I was like, oh, bigger the better. And then I went to Home Depot and I was like, oh, it doesn't fit. And so I then had to reprint all the parts, but it actually worked pretty well for something that you could just print off of a 3D printer. I hacked it so I could use Xcarve software just to make it simplified and easier.
That seems super simple. Yeah.
I mean,
this is on your channel, Graz?
Yeah.
Or is it on Narwhal?
No, it's on my Graz Makes YouTube channel. It's one of my more popular videos.
So it's youtube.com/Graz Makes is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Or youtube.com/sexyab69. It goes the same thing.
Is 69 typed out?
Oh, well, 68, there were 68 other sexy abs, and it just happened to be 69. So, it's a win-win.
Outstanding.
But it was a long, drawn-out process because I kind of hacked the firmware to run Xcarve and Marlin as opposed to this was a couple of years ago. I forget what initially it was out of the box, but it was a crazy project. But it worked well, and I could make pretty basic signs with it. So I would charge by project because depending on the complexity of the projects would be more of a like by minute would just be kind of a weird thing to charge by.
I know what I'm watching tonight. He doesn't know to throw it, guys.
You throw
what
it.
do you
one of
guys
us
think?
What about you,
Dan?
person?
What about you?
Yeah, guys, what do you think? I'm throwing it.
Rand,
yes, and
here.
I don't do enough CNC work, or I don't even have a laser to answer that portion, but I don't have enough CNC work to give a qualified answer. I'm going to agree with Graz, actually.
There you go.
By the minute just seems silly. Right now, I do by the job, just however I feel about it. So I just go off feel. It's very simple, very archaic, so to speak. Pete?
Huge shout out. Sorry, the lawyer distracted me. Huge shout out to Mike. He actually helped me out with some pricing. Although I got a CNC earlier, I got it for fun. I got it for making projects around the house, and monetizing it too, and it's paid itself off, but it was more for like I wanted it, more than anything. So Mike definitely monetized his really well. He gave me some great tips, but for me, basically what it is I would charge by the project, not by hour. Now I know how to charge by hour, thanks to Mike, shout out. But I'm going to answer the second part of his question, which is like stuff that you're selling for your store versus one-offs. A one-off, I 100% will be charging per hour or per machine time or per whatever my time is. But there's definitely stuff that I like charge for the laser or for the CNC that I now know to process. I can knock it out very quickly. I don't really have to, put in the time or plan it or whatever. I just slap a piece of wood in there. I know exactly the thickness it needs to be. I run the program I already have set. I know the step over, all that stuff. That saves me a lot of time. So I'm able to get that price down. So like some of the stuff that I charge, that I send out that I make on a laser or the CNC, I can charge less because, I can make it more affordable based on what other people are charging. But unfortunately, some people are charging very low. But yeah, if you have processes already set up, if you can crank stuff out, cut the cost if you can to make yourself competitive. Don't if you don't need to. If that makes sense. Mike, what do you think?
So for one-off laser jobs, I do charge actually by the minute. It is like a sex line because some of these things, like I'll get a random hit from
while you're doing it.
Now it's gonna go across the x-axis.
This is a K40.
No, but those I do actually charge by the minute. If I get someone, because there's a bunch of local woodworkers here, and a lot of them don't have lasers, and I've worked out like dollar amount per minute rates with them. But if it's like a batch of stuff, we work out a job price. But if I got a couple guys that just make cutting boards, like as weekend warriors, and they'll be like, "Hey, I just my logo on here," and I'll just be like, "Okay, it's $1 a minute." So they'll bring it over, and if it takes them 10 minutes, I charge them $10. So, and they usually pay cash too. So
do you say make sure you get your parents' permission? before calling it a 900.
Yeah, they have to sign a waiver. Their parents have to be all in on it, and it's a pretty lengthy legal process. But we get it knocked out, and I make my $10, so I'm pretty much rolling in my $10 bills over here.
Make it right.
I do want to add something. I do a lot of work for local people. Small stuff. I don't go like crazy. I tell them, as long as it's small or not too complex, I'll do it for you. But I charge local people a 6-pack of beer. You bring me a 6-pack of beer and I'll do it for you. I've done 3 or 4 in the last week, just super simple, just engrave a name on here, do a juice groove here or whatever. I do that because I find myself in this situation where I have quite a bit of followers and I've gotten a lot of things given to me, and I like to pay it forward. So I do that by saying, I'll do that for you if you just bring me a 6-pack of beer. So that's how I operate there locally. Next.
We'll work for beer. I like that.
Yeah. That's always
and
good.
then, but for like production work, I have a specific hourly rate for commercial stuff. And then, but like the laser, typically the work that I get with the laser is not like quick hit, like, hey, can you do this for me real quick? Anyway, I charge by the hour, but like something that goes on my shop, I don't really work hour in. That's not really dictated by an hour rate. That's dictated by the market. So the market really decides what those items are. Like if you're on Etsy with an item and there's something even slightly close to yours, you're going to have to at least be competitive. You don't have to be like the best price, but you need to be pretty close. Like if you're selling templates or whatever it is, if you're selling templates or whatever for people and they're just like cutting board templates, and you're like $180 a template, you're never going to sell any. Like if everyone else is selling for $35 to $50, it doesn't make any sense. So
and you don't have to be the lowest price.
No, you just need to be the best presented person.
Yes, best presented or appear as the authority, have the most sales or best reviews or star
you need to like
rating.
leverage whatever you can. Mm-hmm. So, but those things are all determined by that. But I have a big spreadsheet I use. I got a bunch of people asking for it. I need to get that done for everyone. But I got a big spreadsheet I use to price up my work, and it's been very good to me since I've come up with it. So that's how I do like all my work.
You need to just make that a file available for purchase.
I know. I need to sell it.
The information on there really is worth at least 99 cents.
Yeah, I would say 99. I mean, seriously, like I could sell for 99 cents.
You just list it on there
a bunch of a month. Yeah, I mean, I get a lot. Anyway, it is a ton of information. It is a complete breakdown of how to price out a job. That's how I use it. So that is my answer. The next question is from Ed with ENJ Woodworks, custom wood making.
Wait, I thought it was Michael Maynard.
Hey guys, it's Ed from ENJ Creations Woodworks. I just had a quick question for you. So as I begin being a woodworker and working my way through, I have a tendency of starting off cheap and working my way through the products. So I start cheap and then I go next step, and by the end, I probably should have just bought that in the first place instead of buying the cheap one. Example is my sander. So I started off with, I think it was a black sander, probably cost $60, $50 maybe. And then as I progressed, I wasn't happy enough, and eventually I ended up with the Fest tool. Maybe I should have just started with the Fest tool in the first place. So what tools out there would you guys recommend as, hey, this is something that you should not start at the bottom and work your way up. You should just get this right off the rip and, buy once, cry once, and deal with it. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate everything you guys are doing, and I love watching or listening to your show. Keep up the good work, and keep not sucking. Later, guys.
I mean, some of that's accurate.
Pep talk.
Yeah, go team, go.
I think I think it's an interesting question because on one hand, the buy once, cry once, to quote Derek from Malden, he always really kind of pushes me to basically say, like, just buy the best or the thing you can most afford. But on the other hand, I really you guys know Bobby Duke.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I love seeing what he can do with, he still uses a lot of tools from Harbor Freight, and it's really inspiring to be like, wow, this dude who's an exceptional artist. Like I love everything that Bobby does, but it's really cool to see. I'm sure he can afford nicer tools. I mean, he's doing very well for himself, but to see him do what he does with tools that are kind of low tier tools is really inspiring, that you can be like, oh, I could just buy these and eventually work my way up to, as far as artistry goes. If he can do that, I like it. It's really inspiring to see someone like that use tools that are very affordable to almost everybody and have an output like that, which is really cool, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how much better his stuff would be if he bought like top of the line stuff, but it always inspired me to see that he doesn't need the best tools that he could afford and still have this awesome kind of finished product too.
Well, I think along the lines with that, there comes a level of talent like that you can't like ignore. Tiger Woods, for instance, amazing golfer. You could probably give him the cheapest clubs from Walmart and he'd probably still kick your butt on the course.
That is true. Yeah.
Right. So, even though like the tools don't like really encapsulate what it is you can achieve, you have to take the skill level of the artist or the person using the tools. So, with that, I would say, maybe go up a little higher. Maybe not shoot for Harbor Freight. I'm not saying you're not an amazing artist, but maybe you would do a little bit better if you could afford a little bit better tools. I mean, a nicer tool will help you get the job done a little bit better, a little bit more efficient, a little bit easier.
Yeah.
One of the things I would say is, or actually 3 tools I would say to spend your money on is a table saw. Get a quality table saw. I mean, that really is a game changer. A quality sander, Festool, Mirka. We love Mirka here, obviously. If you've never used a Mirka sander, it will change your life. And I'm not just saying that. This is not a sponsored episode. You could ask Jake Miller that. As a matter of fact, Jake Miller from a sweet shop was asking me about his Mirka Darrows. I think he was going to buy one, and he finally
like 300.
He bought a used one, and he finally used it. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, why did I not buy this years ago?" Like, it is life changing. You wouldn't think that like sanding would be like that, like life changing, but you spend a lot of time sanding if you're making bigger projects. So if you could buy a quality sander that could take the monotony out of it or whatever, it would help a ton. And then another one is a quality bandsaw. You have no idea what a quality bandsaw can do until you have one. It is insane. You can resaw, you can do curve cuts. It's a great tool. So those 3 things I would say spend a little money on: table saw, sander, bandsaw. Mike.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Graz. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to quickly add. I also find the journey of learning a new skill. It's kind of like you almost want to go on the journey with the tools as you upgrade your skills. You upgrade your tools, because like you don't want to buy a $2,500 like knife heating oven and then be like, I don't really like
an air fryer.
Yeah, make it an air fryer. So it's a $2,500 panini grill. But like it's just one of those things. It's like I didn't want to go crazy, so I bought a cheap forge just to see if like I'm gonna go down this path, see how I like it. And then you kind of upgrade your skills with the upgrading of tools as well. Like sometimes it applies, sometimes it doesn't. So it really just depends on I guess the project or skill you want to kind of level up on.
In situations like this, hindsight is 2020. You can do all this and you can look back and go, man, I should have just dropped the money right then and there and bought the best of the best on this situation. But you won't know this until you go through the journey, like kind of like what Graz was saying.
Yeah.
Mike.
I think it's priceless. I think it's a very good thing to kind of go with the kind of skill level too.
There's a lot of factors, I think. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you going to do in your shop? What's your plan? I mean, if you need to if you're like, oh, I want to do this to make money and pay the bills, you might want to start like investing in tools that can like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Because you need to be able to go fast and crank out work. If you're like a guy who makes cutting boards on the weekend as a weekend warrior, you don't need a lot of great stuff. You just don't need to make that investment. You just want to have fun. It's like the fun versus like profit kind of stuff. I don't know. Like there's different things you really need to like.
Fun versus productivity.
You don't need a 12-inch jointer. You just don't need a 12-inch jointer. You can get by with most stuff on a 6 and an 8-inch jointer. You're fine. But if you're running a furniture business, you're going to need a 12-inch jointer or an 8-inch jointer. You're going to need these tools that get you by. It depends on what you do. If you're a guy who if you whittle, walking sticks and you sell at the local market, you don't even need a table saw. I mean, I think in the conversation with me, Dan, between me and Dan having a conversation and Pete, and we'd go, oh, you need a table saw. Like you need a really good table saw, but a whittler doesn't need a table saw. And that person's still a woodworker. So it's just kind of his perspective on things. Like, what do you want to spend time on? What I usually do for what I'm doing is I go, what do I hate doing in here the most? It's sanding. I hate sanding. So I want it to go as fast as humanly possible. And I hate sanding. I made some dumb TikTok video and I was like, oh, I hate the jigsaw. And they're like, yeah, but you have the most expensive jigsaw. Yeah, I hate it. I want it to work well every single time I use it. Like, I don't want to ever have to deal with it. I hate sanding and I have a bunch of sanders. I hate sanding. It's the worst. I have a bunch of sanders that make the job go by really fast. And then you want to look at like the things that you really enjoy. The bandsaw is my favorite tool by far. Like I love the bandsaw. I could just spend all the time on the bandsaw and I just love having a good bandsaw. It's just something like a treat yourself kind of a moment. So focus on what you need and want. Like I have a brad nailer that's by Ryobi. It's great. Like it's really a great it's a pin nailer that's by Ryobi. I don't have
battery powered one,
Ryobi right? It's battery powered, but I have a DeWalt battery on there because I don't want to be like a total dirtbag. Like it's got the DeWalt trash Ryobi adapter. Yeah, I'm not like human trash, but I'm not like an island boy or whatever. But yeah, no. It's just like it just depends on like what you need. Like I don't need a pin nailer all that often, so I got one that everyone who has one seems to like the Ryobi pin nailer.
They're actually great.
It's one of the best ones out there. Fine. As much as I hate to say it.
I don't know, but let's not get crazy. But it works just fine. No, I use it like 2-3 times a month max, and it's probably never going to break on me. And what I need it for is great. Now, if I was doing crown molding in houses all day long, I probably would have a nicer one, like a Milwaukee or something like that. But anyway, Pete.
So I agree with everything you guys said. I think the problem is the answer is yes. It's both. Yeah, buy once, cry once. Mike hit it on the head is like, what do you hate doing the most? Sanding? Get a good sander. The first, like if anyone's been following me for a while, I used to pick up tools on Facebook Marketplace, find a sick deal, restore it because it was probably rusted or beat up or needed tuning, then find a better deal, sell that tool, and then just keep like upscaling everything. My table saw cost me $600. It's a PM 2000 Powermatic. Like it's a $3,000 table saw brand new. I found a deal. I was able to upgrade over time and it made it worth it. That being said, I loved my rigid table saw. It was rough. It was not the best one out there, but it was fully tuned, restored everything. You can do great work with lesser tools, older tools, especially older tools. The whole saying of they don't make them like they used to really applies to tools. Because having cast iron steel pieces, like minimal moving parts or minimal electronics for things to break, these things do really last a very long time. So there is something to be said about that. I think also getting older tools or used tools and restoring them teaches you about tool maintenance really well and teaches you how to grow up with that and like how to grow with your tool and how to tune it and what to look for when you finally get a brand new tool. So again, I totally agree with the guys. Buy once, cry once is definitely a thing, but there is something to be said about getting lesser tools. And it really, like Mike said, depends on what you're going to do. If you just want to have fun in the shop and you've got the money, get a bunch of Festool tools, get a bunch of, top of the line stuff. It really might make sense for you. but it's also okay to just go with the bottom of the shelf stuff and learn with it and then sell it. Because anytime you could buy a tool, sell it and buy a new one, you're not paying full price for that new tool. You're paying the difference. So there's a lot to be said for that. I think there's a good learning experience there. And, that being said, I had a lot of old tools. My Merca was the first really fancy high-end tool that I bought full price. And there was a catalyst for me doing that with a lot of other tools, because I finally learned I enjoy this thing I used to hate now, or at least I don't hate it anymore. And the money I paid for it made it worth it. It made this part of the process more fun. So like Mike said, you hate those things less if they're good. I'm not going to do pocket holes for an hour. I'd rather have a domino.
It reminds me of the argument that I used to run into a lot in the photography community. You could have the best equipment on the planet. You could have, thousands and thousands of dollars invested in your equipment. Whatever. Show me the end product.
Ooh, yeah.
Let the end product speak for itself. That you could have shot that with the most expensive Canon cameras or Nikon cameras on the planet.
iPhone.
Exactly.
Or your table saw. This could go either way, like photography or woodworking. Let your end product speak for itself.
And I think to wrap it up, also, like, if you're starting out, I think get all the tools that you can that you can afford, and then always keep your eye out for Craigslist or Facebook Market,
The next deal.
And just swap out, like, oh, here's an old bandsaw that's way better than the one I have now. Take that bandsaw. I don't know why I just turned into someone from Jersey.
Bastin.
I like to just pay it forward, like give it to someone who needs it, and just be like, all right, it got me to this point. Hopefully you can get to this point and then upgrade your stuff and just kind of keep the flow of tools going through your hands.
Love that.
Yeah, it's good to I open up Facebook Marketplace literally every single day and look out for old tools and wood.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking for wood slabs on there, because some people just don't know what they have with wood.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, there's this ugly brown piece of wood. I'm like, okay, it's a huge piece of walnut.
Yeah, no, it's totally crappy, and I'll take it from you. So you don't have it
it's bad. So yeah, you have to deal with this.
Actually, that's a good point.
You're
I don't
welcome.
look for wood.
You're
enough.
welcome.
I really should be looking at wood more.
You should.
That's the only. That's the first thing I search when I open up Marketplace and I go to the little magnifying glass for searching stuff. It's always wood.
I always use the magnifying glass to look for the wood. Yes,
that's right. Bared in. We got like 3 more questions left. We're pretty deep into this episode.
Crazy.
Should we push them back?
Oh, let's hammer them.
We're an hour and a half in.
Well, 2 of them are the same question.
This is a 20-minut podcast.
Oh my god, it's midnight.
Graz, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay. All right. This next one's from Michael.
Just hang it in there.
Michael. Okay. Michael Maynard. Oh, yeah, Michael. Oh, did you answer? We need to mention who won the giveaway, Dan.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about the giveaway. So if you guys haven't figured it out by now, we talked about this last week. The Macbeth hardwood giveaways are back. We are going to do them on a monthly basis for the time being. Depends on how it goes. If it goes good, we might bring it back bi-weekly, tri-weekly. Well, we'll see.
But 3 times a week.
Yeah. For the time being, the giveaways are back. Thanks to Macbeth Hardwood from like last week on, and we're gonna do it once a month. And this last week's winner was John Scheisser. He won a pack of 5-inch sanding discs because that's what he chose, and some CA glue branded by our friends over at Macbeth Hardwood. So thank you, Macbeth Hardwood.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have the Macbeth Hardwood giveaways back on the show.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. We're really stoked about that. So the next question is from Michael Maynard. Here we go.
Hey guys, this is Michael Maynard from Splinter Fingers Woodworking. I've got 3 questions, so I'm just going to get right into it. I'm getting a Shapeoko 4 CNC with the hybrid bed. I've partnered with Carbide 3D, and they're sending me the machine to do videos with. First question, is the hybrid bed comes with T-track made into it. Would you utilize the T-track, or would you make a secondary spoil board for the top with the threaded inserts like Pete made this week? Second question, website or Etsy for selling the stuff I make on the CNC? And third and final question, how did you guys get into making the templates for other makers like the charcuterie boards and so on? I'm wanting to start doing that. Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks.
Dan, why don't you go first?
I forget what his first question was, but his
should
second
he use a
question.
T-track for
T-track
the
or
hold down
T-track
system,
or T-nuts?
or T-nuts?
I'm not the best person to answer that because actually, when Pete and Mike were here, they made me a spoil board with the threaded inserts to use those cam clamps.
T-nuts.
Yep.
And I never used it. I've only ever used double-sided tape. It works so good. So I've already like replaced my spoil board once because I've already like trashed the other one, and it's just a blank spoil board, and I just use double-sided tape. I know that's probably terrible like practice because you're spending money on you're spending money on the tape. I think the tape isn't like cheap. I want to say it's like $36 for a couple rolls.
It's overhead costs. Yeah, he's right.
I use that because it's super easy. It's super easy and it works great. As far as the website goes, I don't actually have a website, believe it or not. I have zero website.
The DanielDunlapExperience.com.
That is not a thing yet. I sell everything that I sell through Etsy or directly through like Instagram or somebody like reaches out through text or something or email. I do a lot of stuff through Etsy, so I really like Etsy. It's super simple. It takes very little like maintenance, so to speak. Like I don't have to maintain a website, so that's super nice, and it comes with built-in SEO. So that right there is worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. And third question was
that's it. It was just two questions.
Nope, there was third question.
Templates. That's right.
How did I get started on templates? I actually just had a few people on Instagram ask me if I could make a template for them, and I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. So I make one template, I make two, and I put it on Etsy. That's it. If I have somebody ask me for a template, I'll make them one, take a picture, list it on Etsy. Very simple. I mean, it's only 20 cents to list something on Etsy. It's stupid cheap.
Basically free.
I mean, it's pretty close to free. Graz, do you have any experience in this area?
I just, I guess, launched my website. So I really enjoy Etsy because it also has built-in stuff for if you want to have merch from, like, I use Printful for shirts that are completely integrated. So you don't really have to do it. You just have to link them together and you don't have to worry about it.
Very hands off.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
It's super convenient because you just go, I have shirts, and then go, oh, shirt got sold. I don't have to do anything. Money goes in my pocket. They ship the thing out. So it's like with Etsy, I really like
what I have found. Like I've gotten several requests for this. Like somebody will order a shirt or a hoodie or whatever, and they'll be like, hey, will you throw in a couple stickers for me? And I'm like,
yeah, you're like,
it doesn't quite work that way.
Yeah, be like, what's your address? I'll just do it that way.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I use my website for informational stuff, like where I am, contacts, stuff like that, for like Instagram photos, just kind of like a one kind of hub for all of my stuff. And then to sell stuff, I totally go Etsy. It seems like the easiest route and least amount of headache as far as like shipping and stuff like that goes.
Peter?
Graz, I would just like to point out that your Etsy is not listed in your link tree. Just want to throw that out.
Oh man, Linktree. Okay,
Bro,
thanks.
make that happen. Because I'm literally pulling links off of it for our notes.
All right, I will.
Everybody go check out Graz. All this stuff's gonna be in the show notes.
Wait, hold on. Let me update it.
Yeah. So, question. So the spoil board. Actually, 3 3D DIY Dave Bow asked me today about why I went with the the T-nut inserts for my spoil board over the T-track. And that's basically that I actually use all the mounting points depending on where I want to set up my workpiece. I set up different rails. I 3D print custom rails and corner pieces and whatnot for the CNC. So I like to move it around. Sometimes I just want to set it up dead center, and that's where I want to keep making it carve or whatever. And it allows me to mount it in a lot of different locations, or a lot of times what I'm doing is I'm not actually pressing the pieces down or holding them down with double stick tape, is that I'm setting up a rail, I'm screwing it down, and there's a little rail system, and I will clamp, like use a friction clamp to press that piece up against the rail. That holds it plenty, and I don't need to double stick it down or even apply pressure down on it. So that's why I went with that route. That being said, those T-tracks are great. They'll hold down your pieces a lot. And honestly, and I know not a lot of people say this, but you could just like screw a piece of wood down to your wasteboard, and then once in a while just like sand it, so anywhere you like drilled in, it like raises it, just sand it flat. Like you could do that. It's a wasteboard. It's meant to be wasted. Screw down into it. As far as website or Etsy, in order, you should have a Etsy, Linktree, website, and it's a very quick leap from one to the other. Like you should have Etsy and Linktree if you have multiple links, and then do a website. A website is as important as it is. The amount of work you would have to put in to get the amount of SEO you're getting through Etsy is insane. So Etsy does a lot of that stuff for you for free. As long as you have good listings, fill out every single possible option in there, you're going to be golden. Do that. Do Etsy, push it. That can make bank for you. There you go. He updated it.
Good job, Graz.
No, it was already there.
Was it?
Graz merch, third one
Oh,
down.
Graz merch. And there. Oh, okay. So
Pete's bullish.
Well, at the
I don't know if
bottom,
you knew
there's
that or
different links, and I guess that's in there.
So grazmakes.com, buy a shirt on my site. It would be wonderful.
Buy a shirt.
Get some stickers. I'll put knives up there once I kind of want to batch some stuff out, and I'm just gonna kind of throw them up there as I make them.
I'm gonna favorite the shop.
Oh, look at you!
Look at me!
Look at you!
So the last thing is, how did I get into templates? I bought the same template pack that Mike and Dan and a bunch of other people
I think
did.
we all have the same.
We have the same template pack. That's why there's a lot of the same type templates. You really can't tell because they're all fairly unique looking. And that's anytime, same thing as Dan. Anytime somebody's like, hey, can I have this template made? Like I just make it. I'm just really bad about listing them online. I probably should. I have the file already.
What's great about having those files is you could like stretch them or contort them to whatever you want.
Yeah. So whatever size you want, 8 inches, 20.5 centimeters, whatever. But that's it. Mike, what about you? Your wasteboard.
T-track. I prefer T-track over.
I prefer vacuum bed, which I honestly I would love. That would be great.
Yeah, vacuum bed is where I'm going with mine. But I don't have either of those. I just have a board, a big spoil board, and I just hold everything down with clamps and different mechanisms I use for that. I'm gonna go to my next CNC is going to have a vacuum bed, obviously, but my current CNC is just that. I have a big 1.5 4x8 sheet of ultralight MDF on mine, and I think I'm going to take that off. I'm going to stop using that. I'm going to go back, not because the ultralight MDF isn't great. It's great, but I have really nice heavy duty T-track underneath it, and I want to go back to being able to use my T-track again. So as far as the website goes, I really like Etsy because of the SEO, and you don't have to deal with sales tax. Sales tax is a nightmare.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
It's part of my commission. It's part of my commission work that I have to deal with. So it's nice not having to pay that bill every quarter. I do have a website. I've gone back and forth and considered deleting my website e-commerce multiple times because I don't get any orders on there. Like everything's commissions through word of mouth and through my email or through my website. My website's book now function or Etsy. But as of lately, my website's been doing well now that I've shut down my Etsy store for my vacation mode. And anyway, I would say an Etsy store is the way to
Diverting
go, just 'cause
traffic.
it's so easy. I think if you're a really big personality, if you've got a lot of people who follow you, that's where you need a website's going to be valuable to you. If you're a well-known name, and can
Even if you're
that
small, you should have it,
conversion.
but it's not the top thing.
No, you need a website no matter what.
Yeah.
Like you need a website, but having an e-commerce on your website, like for me, I convert a lot from my website into commission work, a lot. I get like my book now feature on my website for my job or stuff. I get like 18 requests a week on that thing. That's a lot for me. I mean, like,
wow,
like 10 to 15% of that turns into work, but that's a lot. Like that's a lot of jobs a week I get from that. Conversion rate's high. So for commission work, I'm really happy with it. But my actual WooCommerce online store, it's whatever. I'm not like a huge fan of it. So anyway, and then for templates, just put it out there that you do templates, and you'll either gain
build it and they will come.
Customer base, or you won't. Yeah, I mean, you'll either build a customer base or you won't. So that's it for me on that one. So let's jump over to
I think the next Moses Cho had a very similar question, so we can probably parrot a lot of it.
He did. I mean, do we want to hear it? Yeah,
no, I'll play it either way.
Hey guys, it's Moses Cho with Chosen Craft Co. So my question for you guys this week has to do with online shopping, and I'm talking about your own shop that is present online. A lot of you guys have Etsy, and some of you guys have the shopping feature e-commerce website. So I'm about to start both. I'm working on my website, and I do want to open an Etsy store, but I do want to hear from you guys what your opinions are on which one would be better for just starting out, and if one kind of fails, like what area one shop might fail. Let's say an Etsy shop might not do something that your e-commerce website might be able to do. So I want to hear your thoughts, and just would totally appreciate you guys' opinions about it. Thank you.
I mean, we kind of answered all that stuff.
Yeah.
Spacehey.com.
Space is where you should list all your goods.
Yeah, I am just raking money in already.
I mean,
Big fish
diversify.
in a very little pond.
The answer is diversify. Like, it doesn't hurt to have all of them.
Right.
It's mostly free. Aside from running your own website and listing on Etsy for 20 cents, it's basically free. Facebook Marketplace. I know people that make
E-commerce?
bank on like Let Go and like some of the
Shopify, I think,
Shopify
is
and
free for like 6 or 7 posts, I think.
Yeah. You can start a business with Printful and basically almost no money up front.
Yeah.
You know,
It's amazing because
So-
I used to do a lot of screen printing, and direct to garment printers just kind of killed that because it was like there's no way I can compete against that, and it's so
Right.
convenient if you're selling merch like that it's like I
That
don't have to do
reminds me, I have a
anything.
t-shirt design I need to put up.
there you go.
Speaking of killing the screen printing industry, check out Graz's Printful orders on his Etsy store. It's pretty good.
Thank you, by the
Check out his
way.
Etsy.
Thanks for the order.
Link in the show notes.
Look at the show. No, let's go to the next question. Is the last question, and that's from Whiskey Sloth.
Hey guys, it's Jeremy with Whiskey Sloth Woodworks.
It's my favorite kind of sloth.
You guys owe me a huge thank you for not submitting a question when the Big D was on the show. You're welcome.
I don't like
Big
that.
swinging.
Anyway, kind of a serious question this week, and it deals with flooring. Obviously, I have a very small garage-style shop
Obviously.
that I share a lot of room with Christmas decorations, kids' toys, etc. Places where you guys started a long time ago. My concern is my floor and standing here for long periods of time. Have you guys found anything that really works, or any type of flooring that really works to alleviate back pain foot pain, or just is a joy to stand on and get in the shop and not have to worry about your back hurting or just standing for long periods of time. I'm interested to hear what you guys have used, and based on your trial and error, what works for you. Thanks, guys. As always, I enjoy the show. Keep doing what you guys do.
Graz.
Okay, so I use my table saw laying down. That's my best.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the best way to alleviate back rub. I just lay down and just kind of.
Have you thought about using it while you're in traction, like hanging upside down?
that too. Yeah, you could do that too. No, I mean,
solving problems here.
A good pair of boots. My shop is concrete, so there's really, I mean, you can get the foam padding at Harbor Freight, but good pair of boots really is kind of my
Crocs.
saving grace. A nice pair of Crocs.
How about them Crocs?
Yeah, fashion stays at the
top Camaro,
at the
Argo
door
Speedwagon
of the
cassette.
shop. Hell yeah, some Birkenstocks with some socks on
and a mullet.
Yeah, for me, it really, it's about the kind of shoes or boots you wear, and just kind of doing that, because it does, after 12 hours of working on your feet, it really does start hurting your back and your feet. So for me, I don't really have much of an option other than good soles, good shoes, stuff like that.
Peter,
what about you?
I agree. I have shop slippers. I always have a pair of shop slippers that I just put on.
Steel toe, I hope.
Steel toe slippers. Yeah. Like I've always had slippers that I like. Basically what happens is I have house slippers that then get worn out and they get retired to shop slippers. They're perfectly fitted because I beat them up a little bit. And then I just continue to cycle. I have house and shop slippers. Also, it helps with the dust. But that's one part of it. At my old shop, I also had the Harbor Freight foam flooring through pretty much the entire shop, except wherever I had to roll around like carts with tools on them. They're great. The one downside of them is they're soft. They're thick foam. They're not like that rubber like gym stuff, which that will help. So that's something I would recommend. If you have the money, get that. But at the very least, where you're standing the most, whether it's in front of the table saw, the table that you sand at, your CNC, whatever, put a couple of those things down between your shoes and that, you're going to be very comfortable. It's going to help out a lot. And those things are super cheap. I probably bought about 5 or not, probably 10 of them at this point. They're all in my shed. And I set them up in my new shop. They're like $5-10.
Yeah, they're really inexpensive, but they
bucks,
really,
whatever they are. I don't know.
Well, it must be nice to have foam floor money. Foam floor money.
Sure. I don't have mayo money. I have foam floor
it's
money.
like me with backpack.
Ironically, but since I've done the floors in the shop, I kind of don't want to cover it because I really enjoyed.
Look at these floors.
Look at these floors. You see these floors? But yeah, I don't know. Dan, what do you think?
You could pull a Pachuto and put carpeting down.
That's
don't
just
even get
crazy.
me started
That's
on
crazy.
That. He is insane.
So
insane.
Controversial.
The allergies.
Although it probably cuts down on the echo and the noise.
Oh, definitely does.
Reverberate.
It's very smart. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yes, the Harbor Freight foam flooring is a great solution for this. Put it exactly where you're going to be standing the most, by your table saw, by your workbench, by whatever. Also, Graz is right. Footwear goes a lot into that. I mean, if you're going to wear pebble chicken boots, your feet are probably going to hate you. If you wear a nice boot like Brunt or Carolina, obviously, or Red Wing, it's probably going to do you a lot of good. So footwear has a lot to do with that. And maybe don't use concrete for your floor. Maybe melt some rubber and put that down instead. Have you thought about that? That's an option.
No, honestly, to go back on the boot thing, Tim Sway had his vegetarian boots, and the soles that they used were very soft Vibram soles, and they were like the most comfortable boots I've ever had in the shop. And it was literally like wearing a pair of slippers. I don't know if they're even available anymore, but it really does come down to footwear for me.
I mean, that's huge. That is like the main thing I look at. So like when I shot weddings on a regular basis, I was on my feet 10, 12 hours a day, sometimes 15. Footwear was everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything. Because it doesn't matter, you know, what kind of shoe you're wearing. After a while, like your feet are going to hurt really bad. So it behooved yourself a little bit to spend a little extra money on the footwear, because even though your feet would hurt at the end of the day, they wouldn't hurt as bad. And yeah, footwear. Mike, add to this, please.
I had a lot of those, what are they? The anti-fatigue mats. Those ones. I bought a bunch of them from Costco, the like rubbery mats at all my workstations. And I had the Harbor Freight ones too. And then I had all these ones from like that Home Depot had sent. Those things were trash, but I had a bunch of those. But the ones from Costco were really, really nice before I had lost weight. When I was heavier, I was using those anti-fatigue mats and they were really great and I wouldn't have back problems. Then I lost all this weight, and the anti-fatigue mats were making my back hurt. So I was like, oh, my back's kind of hurting me. So I took them out of my shop and I just have concrete, and I wear pretty nice boots and shoes when I'm in the shop at all times, because I don't like to go cheap on shoes. It's like going cheap on your mattress. You're on your feet a lot as a human being. Or tattoo artist. And, or
yes,
herpes medication.
Yeah.
No. So
Sorry.
Really derailed there.
Sorry.
You don't want to go cheap on some of these things. So I like to wear nice boots and shoes and, nice mattress, these kind of things. But I got rid of those mats, and I think just my physiology's changed now that I've lost all this weight. And I actually don't have the back pain I had before I lost the weight. So I don't have kind of generally any of the back pain I used to have. So I really like to just have the concrete now. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I've gotten rid of all my mats. So
there you go. Lose a bunch of weight.
That's the answer.
Get rid of your mats.
Yeah, just
get rid of mats.
70 pounds and get rid of your mats.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, what I was trying to get to and I didn't get to is, don't go. You can get those cheap Harbor Freight ones, and they're really only like $5, I think.
Really
if you
cheap.
get like 10 of them, you're like $50 into your back not hurting you. Like $50, who cares? $50.
What's a chiropractor cost you?
It's huge. Yeah, like it's worth the money. Like, spend the money on yourself. Treat yourself. Just do it.
You're worth it.
And you can break dance after you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair warning, those Harbor Freight mats smell a little bit. So just like let them.
Yeah, they are a little stinky.
Stinky.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, that's all the questions. Graz, you are the man. Thank you for joining us. This was a ton of fun.
Thank
dude.
you
are
for having
hilarious. Man, you were great.
No, thank you for joining us.
Seriously,
this is
thank
awesome.
you for asking me.
Thank you, Graz.
Thank you. I imagine you smell incredible. Anyway,
coffee stout.
No idea.
Bring it in.
I'm going to be
could have done
up
without that.
Some beard hair in my Etsy store soon, so you'll be able to smell
fantastic.
me at home.
Yes.
Yeah, do it up.
Musk
Can
of
I get
Graz.
a lock of beard hair?
Yeah, man. But like seriously, it's been such a pleasure to have you. Like, we're like approaching 2 hours on a recording, and it feels kind of like
this is
we're just
the
like
longest
chatting
episode of
and
the
having
podcast
fun.
we've ever done.
This is
It really is.
I do want to say that it was
that,
really
Jackman.
nice when we were at the Maker Camp and we were at the Total Boat booth, and I walk up to Graz and I immediately know he's wearing an Amazon Basics flannel, because I also have the same exact Amazon Basics flannel, and I was like, this is my people.
I think
right
we
here.
all own
I'm
them
not
now.
ashamed to say, as soon as I got back from Pete's house, I bought 3 of those things.
I may own some as well
amazing.
now.
Every season, I just go, don't have that color, that color, that color. I buy like 4, and I'm like, I'm good for the winter.
Yeah, good for the winter. Yeah.
I even had people message me on Instagram. They're like, "What are you turning into coffee now? What's going on?" I'm like, they're nice flannels.
They're good
They're
flannels.
nice and like $18. It's not
cheap, and I can trash it and it's fine.
Yeah, I used to go to Uniqlo, and those were like, I think $30 each,
God,
and then I was like, Amazon, no, they fit better, and they're like $20 each.
Yeah, if I get glue on it, so what?
Exactly.
Exactly.
My wife ordered me a flannel from Old Navy. And it was like $28, and I almost flipped my desk over. I was so mad. All the way. What are you doing? $10 whenever.
Use my affiliate code.
You know how many templates I'll have to sell now?
Exactly. No, Graz, you're the man. Thanks for coming on, dude. That was really
Thank you
cool.
for
It's
having
great,
me.
great
Seriously.
talking to you. You're awesome. So we are going to say thanks for listening. You patrons are awesome. Go check out. What's up?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, keep your eyes open for a show to be named later at a season to be named later on a major streaming service to be named later, with me, Jimmy, Jackman, Pat, and
Jimmy
Derek
and
from
Du
all-
Bois.
and Du Bois.
It's
yes.
a big deal. I mean, the guys are on a show on a big streaming network. I mean, it's pretty much it's Netflix.
It's
a
an
big
internet
deal.
flick.
It's Netflix.
It
They
could
got a
be
big deal. They got a good
Netflix.
show.
It could be.
They can't go into some of the details on it, but I mean, when that thing becomes live, we are going to talk about it on the podcast. We had almost
Heck yes.
the
That would be
entire
awesome.
cast on the show now.
No, that-
so
no,
we
for
We
sure
need to
gonna
get
pump
Pat
that.
now.
No, really.
Pat and Derek.
Yeah,
That's
we
it.
need to
No,
get Pat on here.
I'm-
Yeah, we need
I'm
to get
sure
Pat and Derek.
that-
And the lathe. We need to get the lathe on one episode.
Can we get the lane on?
Yeah,
I talked to
No, but
Pat last
seriously,
week, and Pat said he's in the middle of a move, and as soon as his move's done, he'll be able to jump on the show.
He's
So
just full of French
and-
excuses.
And when we have a date,
Typical
I
Canadian.
love to come back and promote it and talk about it once.
we'd
once
love
it
to
goes
have you
out
on the
of
show.
bag.
Yeah,
Oh,
This
yeah.
is a ton of fun. You're great. No, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So
Seriously, thank you guys.
go check out Graz. Go check out his website, his Etsy,
Website,
his
YouTube.
Instagram. his
It's at the top of
YouTube.
our show notes. Go check it out.
Total-
Click all of
yes.
them.
Narwhal Labs
Total-
videos dropping every week. So yeah, check everything out, and that I'm very appreciative. And really, again,
Yeah.
guys, thank you for having me.
Great to have you on,
Go
Graz.
give Graz some love. So
And
thanks to the
I
patrons,
really
guys.
want you to
What's up,
come
man?
out to Workbench Con. You
I
need to be there.
will
Yes.
do my best.
We're all going.
Are you guys going to be out there? Have they made that
think-
decision yet?
I think there is going to be some sort of total vote
I gotta
representation,
text.
and I will.
I gotta
see.
text her. And find
Yeah,
out what's
tell
going on. You gotta
tell
go,
her.
man. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll tell her. Hey,
I want you to buy me a
I'll
drink,
tell her-
so you got to go.
I will buy you.
I'm
more
gonna
than
text
one.
Kristen
I'll
and
buy
say
him a
if
drink.
Graz isn't there, I'm not going, and she'll say, "Who is this?" And then I'll cry. So that's gonna
It should be like report spam. Like, oh
yeah, report spam. Exactly. No, go check out Graz. Go check out all of our stuff. Go check us out on the social medias, the Etsy. Check out the podcast. Hey, if you want to get a podcast T-shirt, we got a bunch of them on the Etsy store. Other than that,
Get that retro
thanks for sharing
shirt.
the
That's
show. You
pretty
guys are
high.
amazing.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that retro shirt is sick. Anyway, we'll be back next week. I think the only announcement we have is that the
Thanksgiving.
week of Thanksgiving, we are going to be recording on the Wednesday because everyone's going to be occupied with Thanksgiving that week. So we will be recording on Wednesday. And then the week after that, I don't know if that's December 2nd, but December 2nd, Morgan Hopp
December
will be on the
2nd.
show from Micro Jig. He is he kind of runs all the social media over there. So Morgan's a great guy. I love talking to Morgan.
And he
will have a
does
lot of fun
woodworking.
with
He
him. So
knows woodworking.
he's he's got a special title like woodworking wizard or something like that. I'll have to
Yeah.
look it up so I can properly. It's like something like that. But anyway, Morgan's a great dude. So we will talk to you guys all next week. Graz, you're the man. It's great talking to you.
Thanks, dude.
Everyone, have a great week.
Thank you
See you
guys.
guys
Bye-bye.
next week. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye bye.
Love you.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.
Love you
Bye,
long
bye,
time.
bye, bye.
Love you.
Kill it.